Hello, I'm Melissa Bell. Welcome to the very first edition of Behind the Song. We'll see if this thing lasts. We'll see how it goes, but this is new. It's a bit of fun. I'm going to talk to you guys today about I'm So Tired by the Beatles. You can find my version of that just right here on the channel. It was the last video that I posted before this. I'm going to give you guys some what I hope are interesting facts about the song, maybe some stuff you didn't know before. I'm a huge Beatles fan, so I am so here to talk about the Beatles anytime. So, I'm So Tired is a track off of the Beatles' White Album that came out in November 1968. This song, like most Beatles songs, is credited to Lennon and McCartney, the most prolific songwriting duo of all time. Maybe that's for another video. Well, it was credited to both of them. This song was primarily, if not entirely, written by John. And Paul has even said so himself. This is one of John's favorite tracks that he did with the Beatles. And it was recorded on October 8th, 1968, the day before John's birthday, in a 16-hour session that ran from 4 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day. So actually into John's birthday. During this session, they also recorded the continuing story of Bungalow Bill for the White Album. So this song was written during one of the Beatles' trips to India, where they were studying transcendental meditation. And so John, he is having trouble sleeping. They're meditating all day. There's no drugs or alcohol, apparently, available for probably, this is probably a rare occasion where there's no drugs or alcohol around for the Beatles. And John can't sleep. There's another thing that's keeping him up at night, and this is his growing infatuation, maybe obsession, with Yoko Ono. And they haven't started their relationship yet. In fact, the Beatles' wives are actually in India with them, including Cynthia Lennon. But apparently, Yoko had been sending John postcards while on this trip, so she is fresh in his mind. If you listen to the lyrics of the song, you can there's obviously someone that he just can't stop thinking about that's keeping him up at night. So the song was first demoed back in May of 1968 at George Harrison's Esher home. And this demo, known as the Esher demo, was actually recorded in the key of B, whereas the final recording that we hear on the White Album is in A. When I sang the song in my cover, I did it in B because A was just a bit too low for me, but it really stretches the range, and so you can hear John's vocal talent on this song really coming through. Like, he hits the low notes super clear, and then he's got that gravelly, rough, higher tone that we all love. I love it. Oh, I think it's amazing. So another main difference between the demo and the final recording is this spoken interlude, kind of in the style of Happiness is a Warm Gun. For all you Beatles fans, you already know what I'm talking about. So in the middle of the demo, John says the following: "When I hold you in your arms, when you show each one of your charms, I wonder, should I get up and go to the funny farm?" I think he was just improvising. I'm not sure. You can hear Paul in the background doing some beautiful oohs and working out some backup vocals. That obviously didn't make the cut for the final recording, but it seems that this is something that eventually worked its way into another song, Happiness is a Warm Gun. So at the end of the final recording of I'm So Tired, you can hear John mumbling. For those of you who are familiar with the Paul is dead conspiracy theory that surrounded the Beatles in the late 60s, this was a huge thing for the conspiracy theorists to jump on, because apparently if you played this section backwards, it sounded like Paul is dead, miss him, miss him, miss him, or something like that. But officially, John's saying, "Monsieur, monsieur, monsieur, how about another one?" So take a listen for yourself. Let me know what you guys hear at the end of I'm So Tired. There are a couple more really interesting lyrics that poke out in this song, and I remember when I would listen to this as a kid, I would hear the line, "And curse Sir Walter Raleigh, he was such a stupid git." I would sing along, but have no idea who Walter Raleigh was and what a stupid get was. It's only recently that I figured it out. So Sir Walter Raleigh was credited with bringing tobacco to Britain from the Americas. Fun fact, despite being knighted and appointed captain of the Queen's Guard in 1587, he was eventually beheaded in 1618. Well, that was a change of heart. So essentially, John is singing this line and curse Sir Walter Raleigh for inadvertently getting him hooked on the cigarette that he's about to smoke, which will probably keep him up despite being so tired and wanting to sleep, so not helping his insomnia. And the second half of that line, he was such a stupid get. There's a bit of discrepancy depending on which part of England you're in. Apparently this is quite a common slang term, especially in the north. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a Canadian living in England. Ha! And I've actually never heard anybody say this out loud other than the Beatles. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, a get or a git is a foolish or worthless person. So there we go. John is just slagging off Sir Walter Raleigh for getting him hooked on cigarettes. So I think that's all I've got for you on this particular song. I hope you guys found this interesting. I enjoyed looking into it. Be sure to check out the cover video and please subscribe for more. We'll see you soon.